Hey, Chris. Great to
What's
talk to
going
you,
on?
man.
What's going on, dude? Nice to see you again.
Yeah, man. I finally got to see the movie.
Yeah,
Chelsea had gotten to see it a little early. I finally got to see it. And congratulations on making a movie, on making a movie that scared me many times. There are some very good scares in there. I
thank you.
love found footage style scares. And I wanted to ask you about the change in style that this movie does because it starts as found footage and then I don't know if people going into this know it switches styles and it's surprising and enjoyable to see. So, what drove that decision?
I think it was twofold. It was there was a very indie sense of sentimentality to it of like, how do I get a film made? I don't know how to do that. Let's try to remove as many roadblocks as possible from those early conversations of reaching out to producers. And one of those initial thoughts was like, hey, maybe there's like kind of a way that we can shoot a portion of this movie and be very budgetarily efficient. And in those pitches to some of those early producers to be able to reach out and say, hey, like, we all kind of, a lot of us indie horror fans, we love the Lake Mungos of the world, the Noroys of the world. Can we make a movie that features that as well as traditional narrative, as well as found footage? And some of those early conversations were like, hey, we can make like, you know, 20% of this movie for like a really good price and then save some money for this other portion of the movie. So that's how it kind of started, like trying to remove as many roadblocks as possible from getting a film made, because you're going to encounter thousands of those before you even, get anybody to say yes to a script of yours or provide money. And then it became once as soon as like some of those conversations started happening, I love the idea of getting into a world that is mixed media because our world is mixed media. I'm talking to you now through Zoom on a podcast. People will listen to it on their phones or maybe, some other device. We watch YouTube and TikTok. We watch movies in theaters and on streaming. There is no one straight path towards all of our stories. We experience them in so many different ways. And since so much of this movie does involve people who were like in the sort of early years of the internet and some of those early years of the internet's infancy and discovering how different stories could be told, in this case through YouTube. I really liked the idea of having cameras that were non-fictional, that the characters are aware of, and then cameras that are fictional, where they don't realize they're being watched. And a large portion of this movie is about a character that does not realize they've been watched for a very long time. And I think it's fun to be able to explore with those different voyeuristic POVs.